What did you make of the campaign finance argument that the campaign finance rules are different if you're a candidate?
That may be true, but the law is what it is, and depending on whether you're a candidate or whether you're a party, you're subject to different requirements, different prohibitions, different limitations. As one of the amici said, you know, each of these avenues to the ballot contains its own sort of bundle of benefits and burdens. And so if you're a party, you have certain benefits, you have certain burdens, same thing as an independent candidate, and that's true also of the campaign finance scheme. But the fact remains, with respect to this case, the We the People Party is an existing qualified party in North Carolina, and the Team Kennedy, the campaign for RFK Jr., is also a recognized campaign committee. So both entities exist, and both entities are subject to the campaign finance requirements imposed on them.
Were you surprised that he ruled from the bench?
Not necessarily. I mean, this is an election case. Everybody understood that it's an emergency matter that requires an urgent decision. Of course, we are appreciative that he did, and that we now know that no preliminary injunction will issue. But again, time is of the essence in this case, so it was not surprising.
What did you make of his comments there towards the end, where he was talking about being in this position and having to rule as someone who's a member of a political party?
I think I understand very much what the judge was saying, and I think it's a fair point. He was saying that I think he was expressing some sympathy and solidarity with the members of the board who are, you know, trying to adjudicate what may be novel issues of law that are raised to them and fact, and I think the judge was expressing some sympathy for that, and that's understandable. I would hope the judge would also understand the difficulty and the stress that parties like my clients are under when, you know, they work for months and spend a large amount of money and a large amount of time and resources to comply and qualify their party as a new party under North Carolina law. They do everything right, and they wait and they wait and they wait, and they get no decision. And then when the board meets, they're told, well, we're going to have to delay this, we're investigating. That can be a frustrating position to be in. So I also understand maybe I take it the judge didn't appreciate the language in which the objection was raised, but maybe an understandable point of view to have at that point in the proceedings.
This isn't the only state where there's an effort like this to try to keep Mr. Kennedy off the ballot in some way. What do you make of the broader effort and pushback we're seeing across the country in trying to essentially restrict his candidacy? It's
fundamentally anti-democratic, and it's unbefitting of the name of the Democratic Party. They are trying to suppress voter choice. They are doing so by resorting to the courts, by making extremely novel, if not totally unfounded claims here in North Carolina and elsewhere. And my advice to the Democratic Party is they ought to just compete for voters' votes. And what they're doing now, trying to suppress voter choice, is a very bad look for a political party, especially one named the Democratic Party. So that's all I would comment about that.
One of the things that you said was that the quarrel that they had seemed not to be with anything that anyone did, but just the law.
Well, that's exactly right. They are attempting to assert claims against the Board of Elections and against the We the People Party, but they concede that the Board of Elections followed the North Carolina Election Code, and so did the We the People Party. It fulfilled all the requirements it was required to fulfill to qualify for the ballot. So, you know, there is no quarrel here with these defendants. There's no cause of action against these defendants. The quarrel is with the statute and what they wish the statute said instead of what it actually does say.